Hello, everybody, and welcome to Life Action Roleplay. I'm Graham Gentz. I use he and they pronouns, and I'm today with a series of wonderful people because we are going to play Horseshoe Academy, the newest polymorph game from the Awesome World line. If you've ever been a cartoon princess in the Excellence, by gosh, you get to be a cartoon horse now with magic. I'm going to ask everybody to go around and give kind of a brief introduction of themselves. At the end, I'll happily plug everybody's projects and social medias. But for now, just getting to know you. And then I want to get to know your ponies. So I'm going to kick it over to Elizabeth first.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. She, her. I love the game. I don't know. What else should I go into?
Up to you.
I like the dark stuff. Let's go.
Yeah. Perfect start to our cartoon horse game. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You can have everything. Who's next?
I'll go. Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda. Live in Ohio, and I'm an avid gamer. And in my day job, I work for an activity department for a nursing home. So I do all the fun stuff all the time with young and old alike. Let's go. Oh, and I use she, her. Thanks.
And pass it to somebody.
Ania.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant by pass it to somebody, so I just typed it. Hi, my name is Ania Monet. She, her pronouns. I'm a nerd designer, game designer. Sometimes I'm on here on Twitch playing games like The Excellence, and having a lot of fun. I also run a D&D podcast, which I'll talk about that later. Overall, nerd about town, having a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm the internet's Reuben Bresler, better known as Mox Ruby in many circles. You can find me on all the social media platforms there. I'm a voice actor and game runner based in Los Angeles.
All right, just to confuse everybody, now we're going to go in backwards order. And Reuben, tell me about who you're going to be playing today.
Yes, I and my character both use he, him pronouns, and my character today is named Colt O Lightning. Colt is a very, he's a mustang. He's athletically built and takes great pride in his physical prowess. And he has a mark of a thundercloud with a lightning bolt coming out of it, doing exactly what his name suggests that he might do. He wears, should I describe his accoutrements?
Sure, please.
Great. He has high top sneakers that are his shoes, very athletic. They've got like a big star on the side of them. Sponsor us, whatever company that is. He also wears a sweatband around his head because he's always working out. And he will roll a D6 because his thing is toughness, agility, and speed.
Makes sense to me. Did you say your textbook?
I did not say my textbook. My textbook is Working with Horsepower, Saying Nay to Laziness.
Great. Fabulous.
Okay. What to follow that up with? I'm playing Materia Prima. She's passionate about two things, and that is alchemy and finding a nice do-gooder to be their rival.
All right.
She's very intense. She's of course very smart, so she'll be using a D4. Her presage looks like a star exploding. Horrible. There you go. Kind of better. I drew it. Her flares that she has, not these glasses, but like those really cool, I thought they were cool kaleidoscope glasses that were really popular on Tumblr in like 2014. I don't know if people ever saw of them because they were like $100. She's a miniature. She's very small and full of energy. And she has not Nikes, but like really closed-toed, nice bouncy running shoes because she needs to zip around the labs a whole lot. Her textbook is called The Alchemical Romance: Corrupting the
Nice.
Do-Gooder as a Ne'er-Do-Well.
Incredible. A+.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, I'd love to introduce you all to my horse tonight, Meadowlark. She only has one name. She only needs one name. She is a pegasus, and you will often find her with a hempen vegan crossbody bag around her. That on the band is a small brooch of a dormouse with a leaf on it, who is Mimsy. I will be rolling a d8 tonight because I cast spells and carry some magic items. My horseshoes, I actually don't have any horseshoes. I actually go around with some beaded hooflets that I wear around on my hooves. And my book that I carry around, Tasseography and Tales, the study of the tea leaf. Oh, and my presage. I was
going to say, yeah,
yes.
We can't forget your defining feature.
Whoa. Oh no, it's blurry.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Whoa, it's sick. I keep seeing it.
No. Oh no.
Pull it back. Pull it back a little.
I'm pulling it back.
Now forward. Now back.
Like put your eyes above the picture.
Screw it. I'm just gonna talk about it. So you will see laurel leaf structure made out of tea leaves, in the center of which is a teapot with two small cups framed by oracle cards, and in the front randomly dappled with some sugar cubes, and that is across her chest.
Brilliant. I thought that's what I saw for a second. I saw the tea leaves before it blurred out, before I could see anything.
That was the magic.
Exactly what
actually.
I saw.
That
what
was,
you
that
said
was
was exactly what I saw.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Me?
Oh yeah.
All right. I am Quibble. Quibble considers herself to be the lead guitarist of the Outer Dark, her fabled other dimension band that she thinks she's a part of, because as a pegasus, she flies above and she touches the outer realms, or at least that's her goal and her ideas, right? She likes to call in her friends from the other side, right? Her presage is I don't know if I can get it. Nope. Okay. It looks
Is that
like
tea leaves?
It's no.
Yes.
It's an eldritch treble clef, because she loves
Oh,
music,
man.
right?
It's hilarious.
She has a rainbow mohawk and piercing. She has heavy metal spiked horseshoes. She loves to play the guitar, but her textbook is calling my dark friends from the outer dark, right? Her other band members to come and help her in her times of need.
Very good.
And so what is your role? What die are you going to be using tonight?
The D10.
Yeah, we did it, everybody.
All about friendship.
We did. We got the full thing. That's all of them.
Without coordinating, because I feel like party balance is highly overrated. When you have your home games, don't put people in boxes. Make whatever characters they want to make, because that's going to be the excitement. People have to be excited about their characters. We have some alchemy. We got some Colt fast horses. We got some heavy metal from beyond horses. We have everything you can possibly want and need. What everybody has done here as a point of teaching is there's essentially 7 things that you're going to be making for your character. First is lineage. Everybody talked about that. We have some pegasi. We have some a mustang, and a mini. You're a mini, right, Materia?
Yes.
Then you're going to be your role in all polymorph games. Essentially, you have 4 roles that you're going to be using. Oftentimes, they are given different names for the kind of flavor you're doing. This isn't mazes. It's not a dungeon crawl. This isn't Very Good Dogs of Chernobyl, where we're psychic dogs trying to stop eldritch horror. Instead, we are cartoon horses in an awesome land, which is why we have homework, hooves, hex, and herd. All of these are on a range. We have it all available. So the idea that homework, if I say, please, Metalark, I want you to make a homework roll, that's going to succeed on a 2 or a 3. Hooves, running, jumping, climbing, hiding, all those things that horses love to do, 3, 4, 5. Hex, the great magic, the ability for you, just like you need a little magic. You need a little conflict resolution that might come with some cartoon violence. Well, that's a 4, 5, 6, and 7. And finally, herd, which is standing up what you believe in. It can be bodily, but it's also calling your friends, whether or not they're from this dimension or the dark dimensions beyond. Didn't realize we were playing with that themes, but now we are. When you ask for herd, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So if you're a D4, you're going to be very good at homework. You're very smart. You're very keen. If you want to be fast, like, oh, I don't know, some kind of cult-based Mustang, a D6 is a fine choice. If you want to be wrecking lots of magic face, D8 is a fabulous choice. And if you want to summon the elder gods or have friends or both, that's going to be a great D10 choice for you. Everybody has done fabulously with that. The top of your die is called your crown. It looks on the sheet, it looks like it's the same, like its own skill, but it's not. If you're the D4, your crown is the top of your die, as it's the top of your head. So you're 4. So if the D4 rolls a 4, whenever they're trying to do something, especially if it's on theme for what they are. So if you're doing something very mini, or we've talked about some kind of alchemy thing, some kind of scientific theming, if that is what Materia Prima is trying to do, absolutely, that's going to count as a success. So for a D10, it's the 10. For the D8, it's the 8. For the D6, it's the 6, the top of the die. Finally, last but not least, very, very exciting, we have a buddy bangle. It's very important. We're part of a herd. We're going to a school, a Horseshoe Academy, if you will. We're going to be getting in trouble. There might be a little school drama and then maybe a bit of magic to finish it off at the end. So the idea is that as part of our herd, there is the single bottom of the die in which your buddy will come and save you. As everyone was listening around, one other horse, one other player at the table is going to be your buddy. So if you roll a 1 on your die, that is narratively what occurs as success, but the person who has your bangle is going to rush in and be like, don't worry, buddy, I got you, and it's going to be supporting you in some way. So we get to go around and you get to give your bangle sort of narratively, but also physically to somebody at the table. And then I want you to describe a time in which the two of your characters bonded over something. You have to give your bangle to somebody who doesn't already have one, so it's kind of mixed match. If you already have somebody's bangle, you can't receive a second one. So we've already kind of received some flavor from the people around. I myself am seeing some connections with people's characters, but I don't want to put any horse words in your horse mouths. If somebody feels immediately like they have an idea, if they feel inspired by who they want to give their buddy bangle to, and tell us the time that your characters had a little moment, a little thing that brought them together, please, I would love to give you the talking stick.
I will take it. I feel like I absolutely gave my bangle to Quibble and gave the bangle to her on the night that it was a dark and stormy night. And we were having a seance with our tarot and oracle cards. And we, snuck out of the dorms, went to a midnight spot and read each other's futures. It was pretty cool. So I feel like she should have my bangle.
Incredible. So Metalark, whenever you roll a 1 on your die, that is Quibble's going to come in and do something rad and will help you succeed at whatever is currently happening. Perfect. Somebody else. It's just like dodgeball all over again. I know. Who do I pick?
I have an idea, I think, which is that I will give my bangle to Materia.
Okay.
And I think the way that would have manifested is that I'm all about taking care of myself and, trying to be the fastest and the strongest, jump the highest. But maybe
horse enhancing. Did you get something?
I would not have put illegal substances in my body.
I didn't say it was
However,
illegal. Everything is legal. Everything is permitted at Horseshoe Academy.
that's true. However, I would have felt drained after perhaps a decathlon or an equestrian event. And Materia perhaps had some pony aid that she made.
Is it made from ponies?
Hopefully not. Like Girl Scout cookies made from real Girl Scouts.
Heck yeah.
But would have been, rehydrated, get me those important electrolytes back in my body. And as soon as that connection was made, I was like, this person knows how to keep the engine running and I can depend on them. So they're going to be my buddy Bangle.
I love it. I agree. It's just electrolytes. It's just electrolytes. Don't worry.
It's just salt
Perfect.
water.
Yeah.
Salt water,
I don't
a little bit
know. I just feel better after I drank it.
I just put a little gold
You're
flake
smart.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a liquid scientist. That's not my job. My job is to go fast.
So Colt O Lightning, every time on your die, regardless of whatever the check is, you roll a 1. That is narratively what occurs is that Materia Prima will come and save the day in some way, shape, or form. Probably with electrolytes. I mean, I'm not going to put you in a little horse-shaped box, but we're starting to have a precedent here. So we got 2 more Bangles.
I think that I would give my bangle to Meadowlark because I need people to experiment on. And she seems kind of down. Like she's very go with the flow, like earth, whatever. And like I love that. And it's very much someone that I can talk up because again, I'm trying to like get my skills together to talk to like proper do-gooders and like proper hero people. You sure love doing good. So I'm like trying out my electrolytes and other things with you.
We put it in my tea. We had a tea party and there was an experiment.
Tea party. I was like totally like just so you know, we're gonna try some potions here. It's a fun potion tea party.
I love fun potions. That's cool. Yeah. Okay.
And the whole time I'm like scoring like, yeah, this is how you talk to people who love doing good. It's working.
Great. I'm oblivious.
Talk to people.
Okay, perfect, pure friendship. That's what I like to see.
All right.
And so Quibble, how did you bond with Colt? This is our final
so here's
connection.
the thing. Colt is strong, athletic, fast, bit tougher than me, Thing is I got invited with a +1 to a big, tough Eldritch horror party, right? And I wasn't gonna go alone, right? So I needed some backup from Colt Lightning, right? That way I didn't, 1, get super scared. And 2, so that we could work together to be like, don't mess with us. And we had a great time. We partied, ended up with a tentacle or 2, but we don't talk about that. And that's pretty much it.
That was just the hors d'oeuvres.
I'm an emotional support himbo, is what.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Quibble, did you maybe like when you first asked, did you think he spelled his name C-U-L-T?
Yes.
Colt O Lightning. That's
Colt
how I
O
told
Lightning.
people.
I thought Colt would be into it a little bit more than Colt ended up being, but we still had fun.
I still had fun.
I definitely erased that part of the O on my name tag while I was at
Once
the
you
party.
realized where you were there, you were like, oh man, I've heard about these parties.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Right on. Excellent. So that is what we have for our characters. We've shared. There are many other options that people have they can choose. People could have been the Kelpie if they wanted to be sea-based. There's any number of other things we have. I love our herd. So unless anybody has any questions, we're gonna go to school, everybody.
Ready to roll or run.
Awesome. Ready to run. All right. Okay. If you're listening at home or watching on Twitch, I want you to play some soft tinkling 8-bit video game music, something soothing, something nice to go along with our narrative mood. Just let it project into your mind, because we are going far, far away, not to our world, not to another world, but to an awesome world, a literal cartoon as far as the eye can see. You have sugar-topped mountains and rolling sherbet deserts, and you have swamps made of lemonade, and there are many princesses who have many adventures. Often they are beach themed, and they are lots and lots of fun. There might even be a trash panda princess or two, but that's a story for another time, because we are horses. And not just any cartoon horses, we are part of an elite academy. Every cartoon horse in Awesome World tries and tries to find their true herd, the power of magic, something, friendship, something, and they know that they can find it at the Horseshoe Academy. Switch to the next track on that 8-bit theme that you're listening to right now. The Horseshoe Academy is vast. It's on top of a beautiful mountain made of clouds, and sunshine and rainbows blast from all sides, except for the one tower, which is perpetually covered in thunderstorms. That's where all the cool rad stuff happens. Each and every one of you were accepted in, and the moment that you walked through the door was the moment that your presage, which of course all RPGs need something that when you read the book, you're like, I'm not sure how to say that. And so I implore you at your table at home, say it however you want. I'm not going to kick down your door. It's fine. Presage, prestige. It's the cool little tattoo mark that you have on you, which says, I am part of the Horseshoe Academy. So this is going to be where we zoom in. Let's see. Who is our newest student? Who do we think amongst you, good players, who do you think is the newest member of the Horseshoe Academy? Who is willing to cast themselves in that role?
I can.
Great.
Quibble is very new.
Quibble's very new.
Very new.
Here we are at the front gates of the Horseshoe Academy. And you wonder if perhaps this is not the place that you thought it was. You thought it was going to be more rivers of blood, more clashing of metal, more Valkyries, and less sugar drops. But the moment you walk through those front doors, they fly open and all the horses are there. And in a great zap of lightning, an image appears. Where is your presage? Where does it appear, Quibble?
I'm going to say right on my forehead, my horsey forehead, in front of my rainbow mohawk.
Makes sense. Suddenly it's there. The first time that any horse, any young pony enters the Horseshoe Academy as a member of it for the first time is the moment that their presage appears. And all that is why when the rumors are circulating throughout the population, throughout the student pop, will their presage be? And so, of course, you strike an exciting figure, the rainbow mohawk, it looks like that, everyone, and it's on their forehead.
What?
And it gasps.
What is that?
Colt, Metalark, and Materia Prima, you are huddled in one corner as you are a part of the new pod, there to welcome new horses. And of course, most everyone is there. The do-gooders that you wish to rival with, the various himbos who are there who wish to run and hide.
Yeah.
all of the various cliques that you might imagine that, of course, will fill in game as we go. But the three of you are there, and you see the sound of heavy metal appear, and the presage rocked right in the middle of the forehead. This what color are you, Quibble?
What color am I?
What color are you?
I'm a black pegasus.
A black
Black fur, which is really stark with my rainbow mohawk.
You all have seen Fantasia. It's like that, but with a rainbow mohawk and some piercings. I imagine some like piercings. You mentioned piercings, right?
Nose piercings, ears, other parts.
Colt,
Wow.
Meadowlark, Materia Prima, what do you do?
I'm going to trot up with some tea that I have brewed special. As she trots forward, you can hear some like tinkling or like something clinking together in her bag, but it's kind of weird. And she hands you the tea and she says, "Welcome to Horseshoe Academy. I'm Meadowlark. Let's be friends."
Quibble reaches out this like super long tongue. Almost looks like a tentacle that wraps around the teacup. Throws her head back and, bottoms it up. Gives it back to you and says, "Thanks."
That was a choice. Uh-huh.
I think
Hey.
Materia, like she sees all of that, and there's this like gnarly like anime girl laugh, like full like ah! Can you do that again? You should do it again, one more time. And I try to like hovering hooves, like shaking because she's always shaking, trying to like make more tea and like clattering your teacups, trying to like get more tea out because she wants to see this again.
So I fully, there's so much that's happening right now visually. So I want to make sure that we're all together. We have Black Pegasus. You're miniature. What color are you, Materia?
So I'm all gray, but there are patches of like blue and green on me. Like she looks very much like a tiny little villain. So tiny, she does not look like a friend.
And you're shaking. It's very Chihuahua energy.
It's very huge Yorkie Chihuahua energy right now. It's
incredible.
Just big eyes, tiny body, so much will.
Great. Yeah, very kind of got some like Invader Sim villain, got some like Pinky in the Brain. Very good. Very, very, very good. What about you, Colt O Lightning? What do you do?
So had I already met Quibble based on the way this played out? Would I have gone to the party already? So
absolutely.
So I went to this crazy party, so I'm already like here. So none of this phases me. And also the people I'm hanging out with, Meadowlark and Materia, are also kind of, magical and have these weird things happening. And it doesn't bother me. It just is like, cool, that's their thing. I'm on board. And so I see my friends getting to meet my other friend, and I'm like, awesome. I don't have to do any introductions. And I'm just going to hang out near them, just like letting them do their weird magic crap, I guess. And make sure that nobody bothers them. Because I gather that maybe there were some odd looks. But I will make sure that I put my enormous Clydesdale-sized Mustang body in front of them if anyone is trying to mean mug, and just sort of be like, yeah, you can look at the side of this now if anyone's trying to mess with them.
And what color? What color is your bulk? Your
So,
huge friend protecting bulk.
Just an enormous roan horse. So if you're unfamiliar with roan,
I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to help me.
So it's a brown, it's like a light brown with black or dark brown splotches.
Cool.
A lot of wild horses have this sort of spotty exterior. And this is what Colt kind of looks like, sort of a mishmash of like a Jackson Pollock painting of splots on the side of the horse, with a dark brown mane, and the splots kind of go away as you get down towards the hooves and up towards the muzzle, but most of the body kind of looks splotchy.
Awesome. Why don't you give me our first roll of a game? Hooray! Why don't you give me a homework roll, Colt?
Me?
That's right.
I don't do homework.
You did your homework, right? You did.
I have a 5 on my homework.
All right. It's okay. You know why? Because one of two things happens when you roll the die. Either you get the target number, and I hand you the talking stick. You have a lot of narrative power in this. Although I am the GM, which is to say the guide mayor, this is highly collaborative. The hierarchy is very thin in this game. We're telling the story together. So if you don't get the target number, then it's up to me to narrate that moment. If you have a lot of power, you can talk about kind of what happens, the effect that you have on the world. But also, if you don't get the target number, here it is. Do you see this? This is a lesson token. I'm handing it to you. You now have a lesson token.
Okay.
A lesson token you can turn in at any point, and it gives you advantage on your next roll, in which you roll your die twice. And if either one of them succeed, then that counts as a success. However, there's a secret. At the very end of our session, there might be something so insurmountable that each of you need to all turn in your lessons tokens, because there's something so dark, so powerful, so incredible that only the power of all your lessons combined will have it. Which will have to be for each of one of you. Just some foreshadowing, doodaloo, 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 doo. But what we have here is a lesson token. Keep track of it there. We all saw me hand it over there. So what happens is that you place your bulk in front of your friends. The great lashing of tentacle tongues, Meadowlark, and the shaking tiny form of materia. You fail to notice that a group of somewhat stuffy kelpie are sliding through the ground. They are aquatic horses, very much like mermaids, but with more horse bits. They're covered in seaweed. Very beautiful, except when they open their mouths and there's maybe a bit of deep sea horror involved. But they're here. They're here because, by gosh, anybody that's new to Horseshoe Academy has to go through them. And so they go up and they slide right underneath you. They're all there. You have, let's see, let's name them all. You have Thoroughbred Sylveon Ocean. You have Cavalier Sadler. And you have Rain Mule Chariot Face.
Yep.
Rain Mule Chariot Face is huge. Rain Mule Chariot Face needs no introduction. They are bright green. They are covered in suckers, and have a deep booming voice. What's this? Fresh meat at the academy? What do you do, everyone?
I like look in the wrong direction a couple times because I'm not exactly sure where the noise comes from until I turn around and be like, whoa, how'd they get past me? Hey, Rain Mule Chariot Face, what's going on? You're super athletic too. So it's not super surprising that you got past me, but hey, this is our new friend here at the academy.
Friend, that's a bit presumptuous.
Well, I went to a party with them, with her, so I think we're friends, and my friends are friends with her now, so I think that we're all friends. So the four of us are friends. You're allowed to be our friends too. It's just that you just showed up, so we haven't had a chance yet. Do you want to meet them?
What are the rest of you doing? As Colt himbos right into the action.
I'm going to let him talk, and I'm going to dive into my bag, and I'm going to pull out my oracle cards and just start like shuffling in the background with my non-dexterous hooves.
That like they started talking again. They're huge and they have a really deep voice. I started to scream and act like it was an earthquake, and then I would come out for a second and I'd be like, it's over, we survived. And then they would talk again and I would scream again and duck. So I'm like ducking around and like trying to find like a new place, and I'm mumbling to myself being like, it's the end times, here we go, it's going right now, it's going down. Oh, new friend, I'm so sorry, I didn't to think that you would come on the day that this world is ending. It's a little bit thrilling, isn't it? Just a little bit. We're gonna be
So
survivors.
every time Materia talks, I'm imagining her smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, this is a cartoon, so I think the cartoon logic of your size is absolutely mutable. We can continue to adjust it as we go, and there is no problem with it.
I love that.
Right now, at this very moment, how small are you imagining? Are we like inches long? Like you seem very small. If a horse comes up and the earth is shaking so badly you think the world is ending, like how small are you really?
It's pretty dang small.
Pretty dang small.
Pretty dang small.
Pretty dang small, everybody.
I think it's funnier if she's like if you would buy like a 90s My Little Pony toy, that's how big she is.
She's your toy size.
Toy. She's a toy size.
Okay, great. So inches. Great.
Inch.
Wonderful. Yeah, so in the eye of the camera, I'm imagining like we have kind of our wide where like our cartoons are like going, and then we have to like cut into the extreme close up of Materia Prima on the ground, and there'll be like one huge hoof will slam down and like the little Primo like run by, or there'll be a sweeping of Chariot Faith's like long kelpie tail will like splash through, and it'll look like a giant wave of like green water is coming, and which is why I think I want you to roll hooves, Materia.
Okay.
As very, very normal conversational things are now rather dangerous to you. So we're gonna see what happens.
Oh my god, I had my dice in my hand this whole time, and suddenly there it is. I was like, now you're gone when I need you most. I got a 3.
Wonderful. So for those of you following along and making your own horses at home, hooves is a 3, 4, 5. So absolutely, Materia Prima, you have the talking stick. So tell us what happens in this moment.
For how I'm like running around trying not to.
Yeah. You have narrative control. So you're being possibly trampled. There's a big sweeping tail, and there's even like what is like a relatively normal amount of moisture for a large horse. For you is like a deluge. So I want you to narrate what occurs.
Okay, so in the midst, like there are other sturdy friends nearby who are also the Kelpies. And like I immediately like try to hide beneath one of them for like a stabilizing force above me, because they're all so big. So if they were to look down, they see someone who like keeps running out whenever like they think it's safe, and then their friend, like the leader, will speak and I run back in. But like one of their friends basically has a gnat running around them. Like again,
smaller and small. I'm telling you, this is not, I'm not making this up. You are literally shrinking. Every time you narrate yourself getting smaller. I'm really about it. Like by the end of the game, you're going to be molecule size, which is going to be awesome.
It's what she wants. She's like, please make me a molecule.
There's like a nucleus like whizzes by you.
I like the idea she keeps like getting bigger and smaller, but she's not going to get past like a couple of feet. Like she's never going to really be like full normal pony size.
Never say never.
Never say never.
You are the science one. And you know, when you turn in those lesson tokens, we got to see what's going to happen.
Right.
Awesome. Yes. You dart around and are gnat sized. And so then we'll do like a rapid zoom out to see everybody. So now there's like this little speck on the screen, and we now understand as the audience, that's you like moving about. Quibble. What did I say? Cart Mule Chariot Face. Is that the leader's name?
Rain Mule. Rain
Mule comes in, and you can smell the stink of salt and kind of caustic abuse of power and bullying, theming. Get right up into your face there, Quibble. A friend here. What do you do? All the other Kelpies kind of start to circle around you.
All right. I somehow have a guitar, and I am now tuning it with my tongue. I'm just like, well, you're welcome to the show if you want. Friends are invited.
Give me a herd roll. Herd is friends, herd is emotion. And here, the D10, the top die, that's kind of your social thing, but also We're talking about your band and your theming, so it seems absolutely appropriate you give me a herd roll right now. You heard?
7.
All right. So everybody following along at home, heard 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 through 9. So Quibble, you have the talking stick. You're surrounded by these bullying kelpie, the biggest one right there, breathing into your face. Tell us what happens. You have a lot of narrative control in this moment. Tell us what happens.
All right, so essentially what's happening is my wings are like holding this guitar as like I finish tuning it and start strumming it. Every time I
sick.
strum it, as I start this like gentle guitar riff, like the edges of the screen start to darken, like, you know, closing in like around them. Maybe there are things in the darkness, who knows, right? But like, you know, I'm in the center, and the closer they are to me and my friendship, the safer they are. You want to be my friend, right?
So what happens? Push the narrative on a little. What is the effects that occurs? You have the ability to
To
now
them,
tell us
I
what
guess.
happens.
I guess they're getting the creepies and the chilies, right? And of course, they don't want to end up in the dark, so they're just like, yeah, friendship. When's the show? Later, you know. Colt will give you the details.
I give 2 big hoofs up.
You strike fear and awe into the many kelpie. They are both uncomfortable and excited, the best combination of emotions, and they scatter.
I do a final strum, and then like my spiky hooves like slap down, and with the clack of my hoof, like the darkness is gone.
The darkness is gone. And all that left, the bully and support of the herd have scattered. The social pressure of all of them together, and all that remains is just poor Rain Mule, who you can see is more uncomfortable. Gives you the one horse eye. Gives you a I'm looking at you, which we all understand, even though there's no opposable thumbs, and slowly floats away. Through the air, it's a great tingling of bells. Great green ripples go through the sky, and the crowd slowly parts, and a gorgeous green unicorn steps into the center. All of you know that is Epson Emeraldina. Epson Emeraldina, well known as a teacher and mentor for all those who are near. Great beams of light come from their horn and their face, and wherever they trot, there's just like emeralds are just cascading out like everywhere and like tinkling on the ground. A huge emerald boulder almost crushes you, materia, but you get out of the way. They're normal emerald size, but they're like tumbling boulders as you like zip around gnat-like on the ground. All right, thank you all for welcoming our newest student. I believe there will be music class. Will be very interesting this semester. Remember, you have your classes to attend to, and many more herds to find. And then, Epson, Esmeralda, Emeraldina comes up to the 4 of you and hush over the Horseshoe Academy, because she's talking to some particular students. Who could it be? You've never seen this before, all of you who are old hat. Normally, she will go into a classroom and stand behind, but she has never approached anyone before. How are you finding the academy, new students?
It's
We
great.
almost had to swim by the darkness, but then we did it because our new friend was here.
Oh, she's down there. She's down there. You'll have to look at the ground.
Hi!
A green tuft of light gently lifts you up, Materia, and now you're within eye line of everyone, like a great column of green light, and you're supported on the top of it. It's soft and beautiful and potentially useful for a future invention, a near infinite power source.
I'm staring at it like.
This is a new semester and new skills. Is there anything that you will need?
Oh gosh. I don't know what do we need?
More
You may not
friends.
know what you need yet. You will have to discover that for yourself. And she, so there's like a tinkling of green bells, and she sort of like fades off into the distance, and it's very mysterious, and everyone whispers amongst themselves.
Whisper,
Yeah.
whisper,
So that
whisper.
was so we clocked that it's unusual that
Yes,
she came up to us.
absolutely.
And the four of us, this is really the first time that the four of us have been in the same spot together.
Absolutely.
So I look at this group of people of ponies that I'm friends
Horse
with.
people. It's all
Horse
right.
people that I'm friends with, and was like, I mean, I guess some of you didn't know each other before this, but now it seems like we shared an experience that is unique in the school. And so I'll look and I'll be like, wow, that was cool. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm pretty sure that she said that we could get stuff that we need from her, but I'm pretty sure that all we need is and he'll like scan around, and there'll be like a motivational poster on the wall that says that of something about the power of friendship. That has like a classic My Little Pony, situation happening on it, or like a cat hanging on a branch or whatever.
So it's a pony. It's a pony on a
pony on a
wire.
branch that says the power of friendship is all you need. And I'll just read it like a cue card and be like, I don't know what that was all about, but the power of friendship is all we need. Yay.
I agree. And in the meantime, here, everybody, here's more tea for you,
Yay.
you Colt. Materia, here, I pour it into like a little thimble and give it to you. And I will, this indeed is an auspicious day. I'm going to consult the cards to tell us what we're going to need to do. So she like does her whole spread thing, and she like flips the cards around, and she's looking at them. And
I would like you to give me a hex roll.
A hex roll.
As you're
Ooh,
doing magic.
magic.
A hex roll, everyone, for those at home, is a 4, 5, 6, and 7.
That is an 8, but I did roll my crown.
That is your crown. This is a teaching moment. You're doing your magic. You're doing some divination. I absolutely think that counts as success. You have the talking stick. Tell us what happens. Tell us what reveals. And again, this is not just within this moment. Like, you can kind of affect the world a little bit and kind of tell us what happens.
Oh, very cool. So everybody will see that she lays some cards down around, but she's also murmuring to herself, and you think that it's kind of a spell or an incantation, but it's actually not. She's having a conversation with Mimsy, the dormouse brooch. Yeah. No, I know what it says. Not till later. That's not the way. No killing. Not the next card. And so you see, you kind of see little sparkles kind of come up from the cards, and the presage that she has with the tea leaves, they start to kind of shimmer, and the sugar cubes, will kind of burst into some starburst. And as that happens, we get a scroll or email, text, whatever it is, sent to all.
You tell us. You tell us.
You know what?
Meadowlark.
It's a scroll, you guys. It's a
yeah, it's a scroll, you guys.
With a really fancy ribbon on it, and it's with a wax seal, but an actual emerald, like the one that Emeraldina drops is like pressed in there because she can just waste emeralds. That's cool. And it's actually inviting all of us up to her tower for a special meeting later on tomorrow afternoon.
Everyone sees this, and you see the emerald pressed right in the middle of it, and it shines with that green light, with that infinite power source.
I knew we were in trouble.
No, this is actually no, this is
Oh, is this
actually
good?
Yeah,
Wait.
this is good. This is what I predicted was going to happen. I mean, Mimsy's got some different ideas about what we're going to do later, but
Okay.
it's all in fun.
Good. Well, that's good. We should well, Quibble, you do you have your room yet? Do you have your schedule, your syllabuses yet? We should get you situated.
I kind of just showed up.
Oh,
That's a choice.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows that's super cool and is easily the coolest thing to do. Is just to show up.
Cool.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
But it is very cool to just show up, but it is not very cool to show up and then have nothing else to do. So we
Still pretty
should we should move to a secondary cool location where you can be cool and also be wherever, because you're here for a reason, one assumes, other than Emeraldina being very mysterious to us and inviting us to dinner tomorrow. But we should get you your class schedule, and I should also figure out where I'm supposed to be.
Well, the tinkling of green bells sounds through the halls, the Horseshoe Academy, saying that it's class time.
Ooh.
Materia Prima, what is the worst class? What is your least favorite class?
English.
Oh, okay.
All of you look, because of course you're heard, and it's up to you to make sure that new students get oriented properly. And the magic scroll is there. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And we do one of those bam, 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 like zoom ins the top, and it says 1 English right at the top.
And it just keeps getting higher and higher. Like, just goes higher. Am I
Yeah.
still on the little green pedestal?
I imagine it's probably disappeared. So
Okay, I'm like floating gently to the ground, but like it's like anime style, as I'm like so slowly and carefully, I'm sure, but being like, no! As I fall upon the earth, and then my hand will like reach out and go to Quibble and go, do you know how to cut class?
What? Who said that?
Down there, you have to look down there. Down there.
Cut class.
You know how to cut class!
Quibble, it occurs to you, that is a great metal voice.
Almost as metal as a pair of scissors. That's how you cut class.
Hey.
But
Say that?
Where does it say class?
No, I'm saying how do we not go to class and not get caught? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to do that?
I thought that we were supposed to go to the class though.
I definitely know how to not go, but I don't know how to not get caught.
I could potentially make us invisible with, magic.
Normally I'm a girl of science. Normally I say, what is this magic stuff? I don't believe in it. But for the sake of cutting class without scissors, it's time to go invisible. Do what you will to me.
Okay.
Do what you will with your magics.
Okay. Give me a second.
All right,
Lindsay?
yeah.
Colt,
We
go
gotta do
first.
this.
I want to hands out. If you explode, go
Wait,
first.
me?
Give me hooves, Metallark.
Oh.
This counts
Oh.
as running, jumping, climbing, hiding, and so
Okay,
I'm going to ask for
hiding.
it. And again, for those of you following at home, you said, "Well, why didn't he have hex?" Cause. Would you roll, Metallark?
I rolled an 8 again, which is another crown.
Okay, so my idea when you'd roll the crown is that it's a success, but I want you to kind of incorporate what you are is your identity in terms of the Pegasus, or the theming you have in terms of like this like tea leafy weirdness. So you succeed, but I want you to kind of wrap that into your narrative somehow. So tell us what we see, the mind's eye, the cartoon that we're all watching at home. What happens?
Okay. You're seeing all, it's a pan back into the entire courtyard where, as the green tinkling bells are going around, all of the other horses talk with each other, finish their conversations, and they're kind of dispersing out into the courtyard, back into the buildings, getting back to class. School is really beginning, but not for the four of us. The four of us, you see, cut to all four of us running in between like an alley, in between two big buildings. Meadowlark, just go with me here. Meadowlark is going to pull out some, she's going to reach into that clinkety bag, and she's gonna, no, not now, Mimsy, I'm doing something else. And she's going to pull out some tea leaves, and she's going to spit into it, grind it down so it becomes a paste, and then she's going to take her hoof and she's going to Simba on all of your foreheads. All we have to do now is close our eyes and make a wish. And if we all wish to be invisible, nobody can see us. You get the feeling that maybe this is something that could happen, or maybe she's just full of it, and you don't know. You don't know.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, Quibble, Colt, and Materia, do you do as she asks? What do you do?
So I think that Colt is torn here because there's a bunch of rules.
Oh no, your ACL?
Oh, he's torn his ACL. Yeah. But I think that he is, he senses stress amongst his friends and that they want to be invisible. And so he follows the incantation. I would say that he would help with making them invisible. And then when it came to him, he would do the same incantation, but not refer to himself. It'd be like, my friends, you should be invisible, and you should be invisible, and you should be invisible, and you should be invisible. And it might not work, but they really want this. So he's going to try his best to help.
Emotional support himbo. Okay, let's put a pin in that. Quibble, Materia.
I'm loving it. I'm being invisible. I'm turning invisible.
Great.
I'm saying all kinds of stuff about elements and whatnot. Just running, just going as I slowly fade away.
As I slowly fade away. Beauteous. Quibble.
Quibble's like, oh yeah, we're not going to be here anymore. Not visibly anyways. Perhaps something else will be there. Ooh. As she starts to fade, and
Nice.
don't feel alone though.
And now I can't see any of my friends. So now I'm sad, but it's okay because I believe them to be there. And I also believe myself to be invisible, whether I'm invisible or not.
My goodness. Okay. All of you close your eyes. You focus in on the thoughts, in the magic, in the soothing voice of Meadowlark with the occasional we're not killing today. But you're able to ignore that and then move on. And when your eyes open, you look down at your pony forms and they're gone. You know your friends are there, but you can't see them. And as you all together trot from the alleyway, you look around into the grounds of the Horseshoe Academy and you see every single horse is gone.
They also went invisible?
A cold wind blows through the outside. And for the first time, The Academy is silent. Which is going to be our cliffhanger. Come back with us in 10 minutes. We're going to have a quick break, and we're going to find out the second half of what happens at Horseshoe Academy. And so, a cold wind blows through the Horseshoe Academy. Those of you listening to the soundtrack at home, go to the next track, which is a quiet, foreboding, sort of Lavender Town-esque sort of thing. Because there is no tinkling of green bells. There is no tip-top, clip-clopping of a single hoof. For the Academy is empty. The four of you emerge from your alleyway of invisibility.
Can we see each other?
You know, I'm thinking you're aware of each other. I'm thinking the like dashed line, outline, visible cartoon thing. So
And we can probably
Yes.
hear each other also.
yes.
Yeah, we're just invisible. I can still, so I don't smell rain. I don't hear loud horse hooves. They aren't invisible.
Correct.
It's just us.
Correct.
That worked. That worked, but it was different. Not sure why it was different. I don't know. Maybe I should have used the puer instead of the rooibos this time.
You're brilliant.
Actually,
Prestige.
I actually think this has worked out better than expected.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
Good job.
can't find us if they aren't even there.
But can we find us? Like,
Oh, good call. How do I stop being invisible?
How do I know
When
that
I
you're not
want to.
just? How do I know that you're not just in my head?
Ooh, also good.
this is not that kind of tea. No. I
Sounds like
um,
what the tea would say.
with that, no, that's more of a Mimsy thing, and he's taking a nap right now. So
Is Mimsy invisible, or is there just like a floating mouse in the air?
So I'm going to ask that Mimsy come out and that you describe Mimsy.
well, Mimsy is typically a brooch of just a dormouse with a little leaf. But now that enough magic has occurred, Mimsy will actually scurry out from the flap of her bag, and you can see Mimsy. Mimsy is not
Oh.
invisible, but Mimsy is a cream-colored dormouse that will skitter up the backside and land on the shoulder, Meadowlark's lavender shoulder. And he'll just be there like, "What's up, y'all? She did some magic."
So just to paint a picture of what I'm doing, I am holding as still as I possibly can for fear of accidentally stepping on an invisible materia. So I am just going to hold rigid still and be like, I don't know what's happening. If you see any clues, I guess, of what happened, because you don't think you did. I mean, you kind of think you did this, right, Meadowlark? But I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
I think that it worked. It's supposed to work. I've done it a couple times before, and I've used different blends each time. The one time that I used the smoking blend, it didn't end up so well. But this time, it worked a little too well.
Right. Have you ever made a mixture that disappeared people that didn't drink it? Like, it was so effervescent and powerful of a blend that the people nearby were affected by it?
That's a great question. I don't know. Wait a minute.
I
Wait a
think
minute.
I have a theory.
Quibble, what do you have?
Materia said it was the end. Perhaps it protected us.
Oh. Wait, Materia, were you in my tea bag? Did you mess with my tea bag?
Uh-oh.
Yes. What? I do that every day. I don't think that's what it is, because I do that every single day. And every single
Wait.
day, it's a very mixed results. But this is spectacular. We're survivors. And I like shoot off. I'm destroy the English wing. No more liberal arts.
So everyone
Wait.
has like kind of dashed outlines, but
STEM
materia
only.
appears as a single
STEM only.
dash mark.
Uh-huh.
So you can see the single dash marks sort of. You know what? You keep saying Nat. I think you could fly. I think it's fun. Or you're like jumping very, very well. How do you want to locomote? If you're Nat sized, I think that you got to do. You can run on the ground. It's fine. I'm giving you a bit carte blanche to how you wish to locomote now that we've shrunk you to be a miniature horse that's about this big.
It's far too painful to run. I think that I like the moon, like gravity just affects her a little less.
Yeah.
So she
Okay.
just kind of like taking like these huge leaps, like very nearly flying, but like cannot actually
Right.
like, get to like she can't actually like stay in the air.
So it's all visible. All of you could see this one little invisible dash mark jumping and leaping through the air, and a fading voice that says, "Everyone will be upset." And she vanishes.
So now that I'm
What
not
do you do,
worried-
everyone?
Now that I'm not worried about stepping on her by
Yeah.
accident because she's off somewhere else, I'm just gonna like look around. Like, do I see anything different? Anything unusual?
Give me that homework roll. Give me that sweet, sweet homework roll.
I'm so bad at homework. 6.
Okay, so that's your crown. If you can make this mustangy, I'll absolutely give you the talking stick.
I mean, I have no idea what I'm even looking for, but now that
You have narrative control.
that's right. Now that I am available to move around,
There you go.
the best thing that I can do is take in as much information as I possibly can. So I am going to run as fast as I can with my eyes as open as I can around the area
Very
to take
funny.
in as much visible stimuli as I can, just like making sure I get all the crannies, just like, and I'll process it later. I'm just going to sprint and pick up information, and I get back, and then I put some images together, and Reuben doesn't know what he's looking for, but Colt sees a combination of images that leads him to believe that he might know what happened.
And what happened, Colt?
Oh, I'm making up what actually happened to make all of these people
That's
disappear.
what the talkie stick is.
Interesting.
What did you see? What did you see? What did Colt see with his big himbo
with my
eyes?
big, lifeless,
Beautiful
no brain behind.
brown,
That's right.
Nothing
those-
behind him
those
eyes.
terrifying horse eyes.
Terrified horse eyes. I think that was
You know what
Quibble's
I mean.
first band in high
Uh-huh.
school.
Yeah.
You've looked at a horse and been like, there's something bad behind those.
I mean, not Colt eyes. Woof.
Right.
Or
So
nay.
so I ran around the grounds. I probably ran through the halls of the school. Over the course of that time, everything was left in its original state as it was left. There are notebooks that are half opened, pens and pencils left mid-sentence, mid-letter. And it seems in comparing them that they were all taken all at the same time. There was some sort of event that took every horse in the every pony in the school at the same time, and they were taken to
I mean, you can stop there if you like.
they were taken.
They were taken. There we go. How do you communicate this? Let's quickly flash over to Materia. What are you doing? Are you really gonna go burn down the wing?
Yes.
Great. All right. Give me a hex roll. Cut back. How Colt, Meadowlark, and Quibble. You are together, and you are aware the big blinking lifeless horse eyes have seen too much. What do you say to them, Colt?
I'm dangerously close to having a brain cell, so I'm going to have to pass out pretty soon. but
Sweet.
I say everyone was taken somehow. Everyone that they could see was taken, and they're gone, and I don't know where, and I need a nap.
I'm gonna pull out the scroll, the Epson Emeraldina scroll, and I'm gonna open it up to see if there's any kind of clues about anything.
Homework. And Materia, did you roll me hex?
4 out of 4.
All right. We're gonna put a pin in you for a moment. What did you get on your homework check there, Metalark?
I got a 4, so I failed.
Indeed. So, Materia, you have the talking stick. What happens? What happens next? This is so exciting, so new, so fresh. How do you destroy literacy forever?
Forever. No more books except for the science ones. So I always keep that thing on me. And my thing, I mean like my like an immense amount of like potions and bottles. Like if I were to gesture, there's always a bottle on me. And so I'm running around like the entrance. I'm sure it's like stone and elaborate and beautiful. I like kick open the door. No one's still there. It's really empty. Now's my only chance. I mean, never gets opportunity again. And I am immediately anime girl cackling again, just going, ah! And like throwing like saltpeter and explosive things. Whatever, anything's in the vials. Everywhere. And then I take out a bottle of like something that's like green and glowing. That can't be good. Shake it up. And then I go and I I throw it. Aiming at like the room where like my English class would have happened. I like throw it in there. And it just goes woof. It just goes up in smoke. And I think that like something and what I've done like reveals a little bit more about the secret of like, where they've gone and what they've taken. I don't know what exactly it is, but like something is revealed in the course of like these like horrible vapors.
Do you see like a vision? Like how is it revealed? Or is it like a clue that is do you start to inhale them a little too much?
That's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny. She's really little and she's really making a big explosions and big vapors and stuff like that. So she's taking a few whiffs and she's yelling for ventilation, but then remember that she's not like her in her lab with like an assistant, they're all in the same grade, but someone who's like slightly less good at alchemy than me. So I just start like inhaling it incidentally. And I'm like going towards the exit, but I'm seeing things like the walls are talking. And there's stone walls and they're just like, how could you destroy literacy forever? Do you feel good about what you've done? And she's like, yes, always. Don't make me feel guilty. And they're gonna speak some wisdom to her.
You know what? The walls give you a lesson token. We're gonna give you a lesson token because the walls are literally talking. They have these big droopy eyes. These big large mouths that are like they look like books and they're speaking. Yeah. Oh, Prima. If no one can read, no one can do science. Don't you know that science and art are two sides of the same coin. And it all kind of like spirals out.
The only poetics I believe in are the poetics of alchemy. I'm tired of the romanticists. It's all Enlightenment era for me.
Oh man. For all you Enlightenment era fans out here, and say bingo. We're gonna change the track again to transition to a different tone as we have spiraled wildly out of control, and we're gonna focus in on Metalark and the scroll. The scroll comes out. It's glowing a faint, beautiful light, and it has the seal, the green emerald right in the top. And it is much as it appeared before, the invitation to dinner, to the highest tower, to Emeraldina's chamber. And then at the bottom, you see the time in which you're supposed to attend. It says tomorrow, then it says yesterday, then it says right now, then it says forever, then it says never, and then the whole thing burns up in a flash of green light and is gone.
Oh.
Quibble's like,
Oh.
wait, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. And I'll describe to them exactly what I saw with the green. I think we're in a place where we don't know what time it is, and time itself doesn't know what time it is
Detention.
yet.
What's you hear someone scream about the Enlightenment era, and a small flea-like object collapses, and we have big sort of chemical wave lines coming through the air.
Oh, I will attempt to like take a lid off of a teapot that Meadowlark has, and like
Here,
first
I'll hand one over.
yeah, I'll look inside and make sure it's empty first, so that we don't accidentally drown ourselves. And then materia, I'm gonna put materia in there and like close it. It's still got ventilation, but maybe take a nap in there.
As the lid kind of comes up, she goes, I've done it, and I did it for us. I did it for all of you.
Finally skipped class.
Here we are.
I've never
Where?
even gone to class.
You never even got
cool.
the
Yeah.
opportunity to learn all the most beautiful things there are to learn at Horseshoe Academy. I mean, I could talk forever about all the literary pages, and oh, they're gone now.
Hey,
And I could talk about all the friendships. They're gone too.
You got your lesson token there, Meadowlark. I don't know if I motioned to you. Just there you are. I've handed it through the camera to you.
Quibble, you're great. You're a great friend of mine, but I can't help but notice that you showed up and then everybody else disappeared. Like, I don't want to blame anybody, but like,
Quibble looks
you
around
do this?
conspiratorially. It's like, well, I wish.
Oh, all right.
That would have been
Fair
pretty
enough.
metal, but
That would have been pretty metal.
you know, maybe I'll phone in a friend. And she starts like drawing these eldritch circles on the ground and trying to make a phone call. She whips out this like crazy looking tentacle phone.
Tentacle phone. Describe the tentacle phone, please.
It's a big tentacle that's coming out of some kind of like eldritch portal, right? And she's like pressing on like the little like the inside of an octopus, like the little like suckers or whatever. She's like, boop, 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 boop,
I think the receiver and the hearing piece are both giant, like one giant sucker.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's like a weird eyeball on it. It's like looking
It's like
at everyone.
it's like looking around.
erratically.
Yeah, this sounds like a hurried roll to me.
All right. 9.
All right. 5 through 9 is heard. All right. You pull out this eldritch phone and you call Cthulhu. What do you want to do?
I'm like, Cthulhu.
Pew, 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 pew. We're getting sued, everybody. My joke was too good.
I'm gonna start speaking and like
Realized I look on Monelu.
I'm like, listen, we need some assistance.
Tuesday.
It seems like my weird like tentacle tongue is the only reason why I'm able to speak in this weird language. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and this other voice is like booming out of the phone, and the eye is like spiraling around like way too fast.
I'm like, this feels like I'm in the outer dark again. Are we in the outer dark?
I mean, were they taken?
And it occurs to you.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
It's like, you know what? This place actually seems kind of familiar. It's like I've been here before. Like looks around. Wait a minute.
Everything has eyes on it. You didn't notice it before, and it's one of those again, like, oh yeah, like you look at the desk, and the desk like opens up, and it's like an eye, and then you look over, and like everything is like looking at you suddenly, and then it like closes up again. It looks like your school, but this is not your school.
Awesome World is not as awesome. Quibble, how do we get back?
Well, I usually fly, but
I can fly.
me too.
Huh, that's cool.
I can't fly.
You guys do a little like pony like hoof like high five thing. You gotta get your wings. You do a little thing. It's a moment.
I can jump really high. Maybe
Well,
that counts.
I can put materia in my bag, and Mimsy will look out for her.
Are you sure they won't try to kill each other?
No.
It
Mimsy
sounds like
knows.
the most adorable death match I've ever heard.
I think there's like a tiny voice coming from the closed teacup being like, no, I want to learn the foot of Mimsy.
All right. I trust that.
Perhaps we can find an exit.
Ooh. Yeah.
How do you wish to find an exit, everyone?
Well, when I sprinted through the school, I assume I saw an exit sign.
I don't know. Let's roll me some hooves.
Okay, also roll homework to see if I get anything.
What are you trying to do?
I want to know more about where we are, and just like the kind of basics of like I've been reading alchemy books. It's way too young.
That's funny. That's really good. Yes, please roll me homework. Okay. While you're rolling, Colt, you got a 5. I saw that. So absolutely. What did you see when you ran through the school?
I saw several doors that had an exit sign above them.
Doors that have not appeared before and are suddenly there.
Well,
it says exit.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably they could be signs that I just didn't realize were there, and they could just be exit signs that have always been there, or at least have versions in the non-Outer Dark world. But they say exit, and we're looking for an exit.
Yeah, you do one of those like double takes where it's not there, and you look, and you're like, "Did I just miss that?" Or I'm pretty sure that was there, but it wasn't there a second ago. And Materia, you got a
2.
A 2. Great. Yes. Tell us about the book you read when you were way too young, and what it said about the Outer Dark. What was the name of this book that you read? You're thinking back. Oh yeah, I remember some dark library like that I shouldn't have been into, or
So when I was in middle school, because we're in like Pony High School now, right? So back when I At some point, I saw my mom's.
I like middle school. That's very funny.
Okay.
Back in middle school.
Back in middle school, my mom always had a really like eldritch bookshelf, and there were like not Anne Rice books on there, and this is from experience. And
do what you know. Draw from what you know.
I'm doing what I know. She'd be proud of me. And
thanks, Mom.
I was like, I'm so good at reading. I'm gonna go read all the books, including the ones for adults, because I'm that good at reading. I'm gonna test my mettle. And this book was supposed to be about like an alchemist falling in love in the dark void in the deep space, dark space void. I didn't understand all of it. I still don't think I do, but it was really describing the texture of the void space, because it had an emotional impact on the significant other of the alchemist main character.
I just figured something out.
Go for it.
Go for it, Colt.
I see all these exits, right? One of them is directly next to a building that's on fire, right? And that's a fire exit. And there's a box next to it that says, "In case of emergency, break class."
Glass.
Break class.
And then we had, break class. And I was like, that's what we were trying to do the whole time.
So we created a state of emergency. Also, Materia, if you're talking about Dark Space Void Love, I love that book. It's really good.
It went right over my head, but it had a deep impact on my soul and being to this
Because
day.
you're very small, so it.
I'm looking in the teacup as I'm talking. Like, yes, no, I really like Gittins.
All right, Quibble. With all this in mind, all of you are talking. Colt is sharing. Materia is talking about their traumatic and formative middle school experiences. Meadowlark's like, that book is so sweet. I loved it. Yeah, it really messed me up too. I loved it. How do you take this all in, Quibble? This is really like your neck of the woods, as it were.
Quibble is having a slow realization of just like, Outer Dark love story. Like weird story. I haven't read any book, but that sounds awfully familiar, as like it's something slowly dawn on her. And she's just like, wait a minute. And she looks at her tentacle phone and she's just like, where is it? Where is it?
Roll me homework.
Let's see here. 1.
Who has your bangle?
Meadowlark.
Wait, I thought I did.
Oh
No,
no,
yeah,
Colt has mine. I have hers.
Right. So together, the two of you, what happens with the phone?
I'm like, Colt, you remember that party?
I do, kind of.
You remember that you remember that guy I met?
Uh-huh.
I left him on red.
Oh no.
Boom, boom.
That's
Boom, boom.
That's terrifying. Oh no. We have to,
Boom, boom.
So you left him on red. What happened after
The school is starting to shake.
Uh-oh.
And the walls are beginning to rearrange. Boom, boom.
We should we need to go. We need to get out of the fire escape, I think.
Another exit?
How
Yeah,
do
we need
know
to
which
find an
exit's
exit.
the right one?
We pick one, hold our asses.
It's one that's not the English department exit. We've already established that, right? Because we don't want.
No, it's
we don't
destroyed.
like that. Right.
There's no
Would-
members there.
Would Epsom Admiral Dina's office have any like fire plans or escape plans in case of
Ooh.
emergency?
Possibly, yeah. Let's go up
I
there.
think that we should go and go. I think we should go and search her office and see what's up.
Put your
We run.
stuff.
We run straight for the teacher's
Let's
lounge.
run.
We are booking it. We are booking
All
it.
right. So the walls, I'm changing that track. Oh no, it's getting exciting. It's tense. Oh no, a new music is playing. All of you run through the halls that are no longer as familiar as they once were, as you realize this is not the Horseshoe Academy. This is something far, far worse and far darker. The floors are rearranging, the walls are drifting away, and you can see that you're in this infinite black space, a proximity of Awesome World. And things are floating about, and you can see the 4 towers of Horseshoe Academy. The single storm that was connected to only a single tower has now overtaken all 4. And in the center, floating away, off in the distance, is Emeralina's office, but you can't quite get there. And instead, there's a huge shape with many, 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 many horse heads who continues to be unread. The familiar band member who wasn't allowed to join Quibble's band. Yes, the infinite horse, Quibble Gore. Quibble Gore is there. All the possible heads of all the possible Pegasi who've ever lived.
Is this who you left on red? Is this one?
Yeah.
He's cute.
They're so handsome.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
high-five Colt.
Right? Yeah, exactly. was probably the vibes. It was just the vibes of the party.
Too many vibes.
It was
That
too-
one. Also
You know,
those
like
two,
I had a lot going
the
on.
three down there.
Yeah,
You know,
no, I get
starting
it.
school.
Right. You don't want to
know.
lead somebody on going off to
Yeah,
school. Like, yeah, I get
yeah.
it. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, they're terrifying.
Quibble Gore begins to play a cosmic bass line that both slaps and shakes you to the very core. Boom 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 boom. It is the Eldritch bass clef.
Okay. Well, we have some options. Option 1, run. Option 2, also run, but poop our pants. Option 3, we can fight this thing. I can unleash Mimsy and bad manners. You just let me know.
Option 5, we kiss it.
I
It
think
has a head
that,
for each of us and many more.
yeah, I mean, I don't hate that option. I
I
think
mean,
The kissing.
Dark Space
The
Void
kissing
Love,
one.
yeah. Dark Space Void Love.
A lot
that's
to
what it is to me.
kiss. It's
It's
a
a
lot to
lot.
kiss.
It's
It has
a
infinite
lot.
horse heads. It has infinite Pegasi heads.
It's a lot.
I'm going to hear the pounding music and see that it is in tune with the Eldritch bass clef on Quibble's head. I'm going to realize that we are here partially because of the tea that we drank, and notice that Meadowlark's presage is the tea that sort of brought us here. And I'm going to realize that right on my butt cheek is the storm cloud that is off in the distance and is sort of taken over. And I'm going to be like, well, that's part of it. Materia, what's the last part?
Part of what? This? And I show the exploding star on my neck.
Yeah. So I'm
That's not
gonna
how it's gonna end, is it?
well, I'm gonna look around for a explosion or a star,
But-
or I'll look at the sky because that's where stars are.
Oh no.
We are the star that's about to explode.
Oh geez.
Oh no.
Yeah, homework.
Me?
Okay.
5.
All right. The stars blink out one by one as the four of you float unanchored from the false Horseshoe Academy. The baseline lifting you up into the void as you spiral out, coming in to the many infinite Pegasi heads of Quibble Gore.
We're your biggest fans.
No, we're not.
Play music. Play music.
Play music.
Okay,
The only
Quibble.
thing that
Play, let me see. Give me hooves, Quibble.
6.
All right. So luckily, this is not a success, but you get your lesson token, which I believe all of you now have. And so as you attempt to play music, your guitar vanishes into the void and is taken up into the limbs of Quibble Gore. Quibble Gore is now playing your guitar. The ultimate creation of the Eldritch treble and Eldritch bass. It is the most rockin' tune you've ever heard, and you begin to forget yourself because the music is too great. This is our final mechanic for all of you at home. This is called Saddle Up. Once per episode, the horses will face a challenge that is just so beyond their abilities as impossible. In this times, you can't rely on magic or athleticism or charm. You've got to call on your friends. Collectively, all the players may decide to call on their bangle buddies simultaneously by saying, saddle up. However, it only sparks if you have enough lesson tokens. You explain the lesson you've learned, and you narrate how you succeed over this obstacle. Now, I do believe all of you have your lesson tokens. What have you learned? What is the lesson that you've learned? And when you're ready, everyone says saddle up together and tell me how this story ends.
I think Quibble can start. You know, she calls on Meadowlark and she's just like, Meadowlark, I've learned that I need to be honest with people about commitments and um and how available I am. Like, I'm so
Boundaries
sorry,
are important.
Infinity. I'm so sorry, Infinity Horse. I'm so sorry. That's my lesson. How am I calling on her exactly?
Like that, like exactly that. Yeah. It's like a private moment between you. What is the lesson that you've learned? And like, give me the lesson token. I don't know.
It's true.
Bling.
I gave my bangle to Quibble, right? Or who am I calling on? I'm calling on even...
Your bangle buddy.
Oh
Who's
wait,
your
no, I
bangle
would
buddy?
be calling on Colt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be calling
yeah.
on Colt. Colt, like, you were there, you saw like when I met this guy, and I should have been honest with him from the get-go. I'm so sorry.
Listen, it's tough out there, especially at parties, and I understand. I don't really understand, but that sounded like the right thing to say. But I appreciate you and I support you. I just continue looking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Quibble, I'm calling upon you. I so appreciate how you have such a rockin' personality, and I really should have learned my lesson, and I should have done more prep and research to this spell. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but you seem to have somewhat better boundaries than I, so I will call upon you to help me be more cool in the future. I need you.
Oh.
So sorry, I grip Meadowlark, and I go, before Quibble came, I thought that we were the three ideals: sulfur, salt, mercury. But no, actually, we're the 5 elements, and that's ether, and you're earth, and you're water. I'm air. You're fire. Did I get them all? I think so. Today I learned that we can do anything when we're together. That's what alchemy is.
I'm gonna put the lid back on.
Yep. Well,
you put the top back on.
Well, and hearing Materia talk, I want to take the lid back off, and I want to hold her tiny in my hoof like this and look at you all. And I'm gonna say, I learned that sometimes it's important to be big and strong and powerful.
Oh no.
But sometimes also brain has to work and think has to happen. And occasionally, maybe we need to not just be big, but instead we need more important than being big is setting healthy boundaries, right? This is not a healthy boundary. We're beyond a boundary that's healthy. So we need to set healthy boundaries and go back to where the boundaries are healthy, which is over there behind the big, giant, multi-headed thing. But to get over there, we can't necessarily get there just by being big and strong. Sometimes we have to get over there by being small and by being invisible. And I'm going to try to make myself small and shrink down to Materia's size as best I can, so that I can get, and then maybe try to imagine myself being invisible again, like Meadowlark did, and try to be small and quiet and, ride the music past this giant eldritch beast with my friends. And go to the exit at the back of the principal's office.
On 3, everybody say saddle up. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Saddle
up!
You are launched into the void. You are small and tiny, and together your black magic, your tea, your science, your himbo strength, and just persnicketyness carry you through the void, past the many rolling elements, the incredible sounds, the most beautiful song any of you have ever heard. And slowly the school comes back together. The walls reassert themselves. The great multi-headed infinite pegasus fades into nothing with the "call me."
I will.
A single ringing of a great green bell, and the four of you are in Epson Emarina's office. And she smiles at all of you, and her great green horn lights you all with a wonderful warmth like a sun patch, and it comes away. And she smiles. I hope you enjoyed your first day.
Yeah.
And that's how you play Horseshoe Academy, everybody.
Oh,
I've learned so much with my friends.
I look at the clock on the wall and I look at the thing, and we're just in time for dinner.
Just in time for dinner. Pew, 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 pew. Credits roll. Everybody jumps into it. I would love to go around and have everybody talk about, shout out a moment from the stream, from something that happened that like really stuck out to them. Something from somebody that there was like their they really enjoyed that another player did, or a moment that like really like hung in. And then please tell us where we can find you online, if there's projects you're looking forward to, the stuff where we can follow you and see you do more awesome things. Reuben, would you like to go first?
Sure. I mean, this was a ton of fun, and you're all delightful. I really enjoyed the storytelling tool that was Mimsy. I think that is a very fun thing that I was not expecting to have happen, where you're having this sort of internal external monologue that's also a little weird and creepy and scary, and I really enjoyed that, and that was fun. Hi everybody, I'm the internet's Reuben Bresler. You can follow me everywhere at MoxReuby. That's Mox Ruby. I am a game runner and a podcast host and a voiceover artist based in Los Angeles. You can catch me on the Magic Mike's podcast, which is MICS. It's a pun, which is a Magic the Gathering podcast that we do every week on Thursdays. You can also catch me at as the Dungeon Master of Degens and Dragons over at Degen Gaming. And follow Mox Ruby for other things I'm doing. I do stuff like this a lot. So.
Pass it to somebody.
Oh, pass it to somebody. Oh, geez. Oh, the pressure. I will pass it to who was my buddy?
Go.
Materia. I will pass it to Materia.
hi. So one of my favorite parts was the reveal that, first of all, Quibble's character was so funny in general. And I was like, I fucking know this kid. But the reveal through talking on the tentacle phone and that being so casual, that it was like someone that she left on red doing all this. And like the very like cavalier, like, oh, it's that guy, that thing. Do you remember, Colt? I was like, I love this so much. I thought that was so good. My name is Ania Monet. You can find me at Babylon, BAE. I know how to spell it, BAEBALON on TikTok. I'm gonna post something soon. I know I'm bad at social media. I'm gonna post something soon though. It'll be fun. It'll be festive too. You can also find me at if you want to support my podcast, Season of the Funk. It is a real play D&D podcast set and inspired by the 70s. In an apocalypse that may or may not have happened. It's very fun. And also follow Tender Claws Games. There's going to be an exciting announcement coming up about the project that I've been co-lead narrative designer and writer on. I can't say anything about it until the announcement comes, but I'm very excited. And sometimes I like to be on here on Live Action Roleplay, doing increasingly high-pitched voices. I'm playing scary characters all the time. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Metal Arc. I forgot it's
Yeah.
happening.
It's me. I think that my favorite portion of the entire game was looking into the teacup void at Materia as she has learned her lesson, and just understanding that we are now 5 elements of ether and therefore somewhat of a captain planet. Maybe there were no rings, but it just gave me such a good vibe. This was so fun, you guys. Thank you so much for inviting me. Amanda Zisk, you can find me on Twitter at DruidicT. Not on there very much, not on the socials very much. I'm always up to do something like this. I'm a trained and professional voice actor, did some touring acting, did some directing for theater, and now I'm just kind of chilling, living life in Ohio. You can hit me up there, or you can find me on Discord at Mac and Bees. Oh, Quibble.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, my favorite moment for sure. All right. I guess it wasn't a particular moment, just how Reuben would use the scenery to a lot of advantage, like the poster in the very beginning, right? Like looking around, like I think you were the one that attached yourself to the environment the most, right? And like really drew it in, and that was super amazing. Like and brought a lot of characteristic from your character, right? That was awesome. So yeah, I'm Elizabeth Pruitt. My alias online, anywhere you can find me, as Ephemeral Divine. I don't really do anything too super particular with social media, but I'm always gaming online. I do it professionally with kids for New York Society of Play, running D&D, LARPing, all that kinds of stuff. But I am always down to game whatever, whenever, if I have the time. So, you know, if you find me somewhere like on Discord, check me out, Ephemeral Divine. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I love the energy everybody brought. I enjoy being surprised by role-playing games, which is why I didn't even know what everybody's characters were prior to the stream. Everyone's dynamics were very good. I appreciate so deeply how everyone leaped in and was able to take that talking stick. It's unusual to give that much trust to the players, and for me, that's what makes a wonderful game. And everyone had such big swings that I loved. And that's what made the story great, was that everybody had these big things. Like, it wouldn't have been the same if Materia hadn't been like, well, okay, I'm invisible, it's time to permanently change this goal forever. If Metal Arc hadn't been able to rewrite reality, if Reuben hadn't been taking advantage of the environment to be the most emotionally available himbo of all time, or if Quibble was just like, no, you know, we are cartoon horses, but we're going to make this as bizarre and dark as possible. And being able to listen to each other and have that and find that middle ground between everybody is challenging, and everybody did such a wonderful job at it. It was an absolute pleasure to run for everybody. My name is Graham Gentz. I am a game designer and facilitator. I do a lot of work with Ninth Level Games. You can find me on Twitter at thismaybegraham. I write a lot of RPGs, and the most recent one was for Zine Quest. In August, I wrote a game of pastoral horror influenced by Over the Garden Wall, called Under the Autumn Strangely. And that fully funded, and I'm going to be working on it this year. So if you like pastoral horror, if you like TTRPGs, if you like Over the Garden Wall, I'm going to be posted about stuff. We're going to be on BackerKit, so you know, if you want to join us and hang out after the campaign is over, that's okay, because I'm on Twitter at thismaybegraham. This was Horseshoe Academy. Horseshoe Academy is part of Ninth Level Games. You can find Ninth Level Games at ninthlevel.com. The numeral 9. They are on Twitter at Ninth Level Games. Right now is the Venture Society Kickstarter is happening right now, which is just like what Liz talks about, is specifically a teaching tool with kids. It's a therapy tool, it's a teaching tool. It uses a modified polymorph system, and in a couple months is going to be the full release of Horseshoe Academy. thank you so much to Ryan Omega and Life Action Roleplay. It's been incredible. I've had a bunch of fun. Please watch all of their stuff and follow all of these nice people. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for running this. This was delightful.
It was a blast. Thanks.
It's so fun.
And thanks to Life Action Roleplay for hosting. Yay!
Yay!
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. Good night.
I love you all. It was fun. Yay!